The SMax was launched in 2006, and Ford has decided 4 years on that it's time to freshen it up, and not just the exterior either. Most of the changes are actually under the hood. A reworked engine now boasts some cutting-edge technology. The 6-gear dual-clutch transmission and newly designed motors have improved handling and dynamics. Who does the car maker think will buy the car? Ralph Zaba says SMax customers will generally be younger, like young families with 1 or 2 kids that like to be active in their leisure time, families that need space and variability, and actually want a van but prefer something sportier. That's the target group for the SMax, he says. And it's certainly sporty, both inside and out. We took a look at the titanium package. A digital monitor for the display of important information is integrated into the center of the dashboard. The seats are climatized. They heat up or cool down on command. There are seat back monitors for passengers in the rear. And each passenger has a separate reading lamp. But the changes aren't all in the interior.
Here at the front of the vehicle, we've given the hood a much more rounded three-dimensional form. In the center here, it's about 30-40 millimeters higher than the old vehicle. And we've added this typical Ford family face of the trapezoidal lower grille, but for this vehicle we've added an extra touch that the grilles are finished in a high-gloss black, which gives a little premium touch. And we've also got this chrome surround to the lower grille as well. We've kept the very distinctive SMax fog lamps that everybody recognizes as a signature for the vehicle, but we've added this contemporary touch of these LED daytime running lights, which give the vehicle a really distinctive appearance as it approaches you.
So the front end of the SMax is gleaming black framed by chrome, another sporty touch. But the daytime running lights are only series in the mid-range and premium option packages. The car's silhouette leaves the impression of power. Windows are also framed by chrome. For help in reverse, a rear-view camera is also available as an option. Along with the trunk spoiler on the edge of the roof, a second smaller one is integrated between the rear windshield and the company logo. The Ford Galaxy, which is based on the same platform and offers the same engines, has also been spruced up. Just like the SMax, it's been kitted out with plenty of chrome. With so many similarities, what's the difference? The Galaxy is a classic luxury car aimed at families with 2 or more children, says Saba, but the concepts are the same. You can put up to 7 seats in both. The basic version of the SMax has just 5, while the Galaxy is always delivered with 7. But you can fold down the seats in both, so trunk space is variable. The SMax is actually a 5-seater with 7 as an option, he says, while the Galaxy is the perfect 7-seater combination of van and sedan. In the Galaxy, it's simple to remove the seats, and even simpler to drop the backrest into the floor, leaving a large, level cargo space with low and easy access. The car's DVD player is installed beneath the front passenger seat in the Galaxy. Even passengers in the back row of seats can follow the action comfortably. Both vans can be purchased with improved diesel motors that meet Euro 5 emission standards. Our SMax was powered by a newly developed EcoBoost direct injection gasoline engine.
EcoBoost is 3 key elements working together as a system. First, we have the turbocharging. This allows the initial downsizing of the engine to improve the efficiency through lighter weight, less friction, and faster warm-up because less metal. Secondly, we have the variable camshaft timing. This allows us to change the way the engine operates to give very good low-speed response, part load efficiency, and high-speed power. And finally, very importantly, we have the direct injection system. This is the third element of EcoBoost. gives very good fuel economy through its cooling effect, and again allows better performance at the bottom end of the operating range for very smooth, responsive drive.
Although the new motor is smaller, it provides more power and emits just 189 grams of CO2 per kilometer on the road, around 19% less than its predecessor. Our test car packed 203 horsepower, and Ford claims it burns just over 8 liters of gasoline per 100 kilometers driven. The dual-clutch gearbox is standard on all 2-liter SMax EcoBoost versions. SMax or Galaxy, both can be upgraded with a blind spot system to improve visibility. And both versions are scheduled for release in Germany this May. Volkswagen is bringing a pickup onto the German market. With the Amarok, the German car maker is entering a completely new segment. The 5-seater has the largest cargo space in its class, more than 2.5 square meters. The 2-liter diesel engine, boasting 163 horsepower, consumes on average 7.6 liters per 100 kilometers, according to the manufacturer. BMW subsidiary Mini is introducing the next generation with its Countryman, which fuses the classic car and the concept of a modern sports activity vehicle. The Mini Countryman will premiere at the Geneva Motor Show in March 2010, before making its way to dealerships in Germany in the fall. Anyone interested in buying a new mobile navigation device is bound to ask why there are such large price differences among models. To help answer that question, we decided to compare the cheapest and most expensive models from 8 different manufacturers. With good map quality now fairly constant and universal to all models, we decided to test other factors such as standards, ease of installation, handling, navigation, and the speed of route calculation. For Stefan Gottmeier from ADAC, this means how long does it take for the device to reconnect to a satellite after your car comes out of a tunnel or a garage. There's also concern about the level of distraction when you have to enter information into the device while driving, says Stefan. Manually working a navigation device while driving is not a good idea. As this simulation shows, it's dangerous for the driver and those around him. A voice-operated model makes much more sense. Another poor choice is a unit that doubles as a TV during your drive. All of the devices tested showed some difficulty in dealing with a necessary turn right after the car leaves a tunnel. Some models interpolate the missing satellite information, while others just freeze up or display text messages. Several do mention the turn, but only after it's too late to make it. As expected, the higher-priced top-of-the-line models from Becker, Falk, Navigon, Medion, and Garmin perform a lot better than entry-level models. The testers liked the systems from Becker most, says Stefan, because of their good features and because there were no drawbacks to their use. The systems from Mio, Navgear, and Arrival were less impressive. Their entry-level models were in many respects better than their premium models. Stefan says he didn't like the Mio's awkward menu and its TV capability while driving, which they negatively assessed as too distracting. The Navgear, he says, took too long to establish a satellite connection, and they didn't like the models from Arrival much at all. Stefan cites their short battery life, low-quality display, and slowness in establishing satellite contact as poor. Even the top-of-the-line model shakes on its mount when you're on the road, he says. The simpler devices don't have a rerouting function for traffic jams, but many of the entry-level models are pretty good at navigating. More expensive is not necessarily better, says Stefan. As an example, he points to the 3 top-of-the-line models from different manufacturers, which took last place in the test. Stefan says that the cheaper entry-level devices are just fine if you can do without certain additional features like Bluetooth hands-free operation or lane change assistance. Above all, he'd like to see producers put more thought into their designs, for example with the mounts, which should keep the device from vibrating and shouldn't fall from the windshield. They should also include printed instructions that explain in full how the device works. Last, says Stefan, the maps they display have to be current and indicated on the outside packaging so that customers know what they're getting.
Dass der Käufer weiß, was denn einkauft.
Who would drive a car like this? Certainly not the kind of person who buys an automobile as a sign of wealth and power. And that's exactly the kind of discreet customer that Citroën had in mind when it designed its new luxury car, the C6. What composure! It has a low, elongated look. That seems to wrap around the tail of the car. But in spite of all those curves, the rear still has a compact feel. This gives the C6 its discreetly individual look. With 3 different settings, the suspension can be raised or lowered to the driver's taste. Hydro-pneumatic suspension ensures maximum comfort. And there's nothing modest about the C6's 241 horsepower, 3-liter common rail turbo diesel engine. The engine's 450 Newton-meters of torque propel the C6 from 0 to 100 in 8.5 seconds. And Citroën claims an average fuel consumption of just 7.2 liters per 100 kilometers. The car's dignified elegance extends into the interior, where high-quality materials provide an elegant look without being excessive. The seats are comfortable throughout. Even the rear seats are electrically adjustable. And even after a cold start, the dual-turbo 6-cylinder engine purrs quietly. Once you're out on the highway, the motor is practically silent. Smooth 6-gear automatic shifting gives passengers the impression they're gliding down the road. And the C6 runs on high-pressure direct injection from 20 kilometers per hour to well over 200, without the least indication of a surge or a jerk. The transmission and suspension work together in perfect harmony. Although it isn't flamboyant, the Citroën C6 HDI is a truly great car sporting a huge amount of class.